Welcome everyone to another week of Let's Talk Photography. Boy, oh boy, what a funky week in photography. I mean, there's always new stuff coming out, but this week, had me scratching my head. It really did. It got me thinking when we're talking about cameras, camera sizes, what constitute not constitute, but what makes brands justify pricing for their cameras? Like, how do they get there? For the most part, I could believe them. But in this case, Sony. And I'm not saying this. I don't hate Sony just because I shoot Nikon and Lumix. All right. We're going to be talking about that RX1R R3. Boy, what a long dang name. And we're going to be talking about the latest. That's right. It's another firmware update for the Nikon Z8 version 3.01. They basically, I think, just did one little fix. But either way, we'll talk about that and so much more on whatever we end up talking about. Let's get to the show, shall we? And all right. Now, before we get to everything, I want to right. But hey, Greg Corkin's in the house. There we go. Yes, he did. The RX1R III. Yeah. Yes, he did. I watched it earlier today, and really I couldn't blame him, And when I posted that I was going to go live talking about this camera, everybody, like, the comments I got were all pretty much negative, right? I would love to hear from some really hardcore Sony fanboys. Like, tell me about this camera. What makes it, a good camera for that price? Now, if it was like, well, first of all, 60 megapixels. Well, we're going to get to all the details in a second, folks. We're going to get to all the details. All right. Now, before we do, I want to share with you the product highlight of the day and get that out the way. Okay. Of course, if you're here right now, make sure you press that like, you share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because believe it or not, it actually helps the channel, pushes this video out there, gets people known about the podcast more. And of course, that brings more visibility, and then we have a good time, okay? With more people that care about photography, or just want to rant about it, because that's what we end up doing for about 75% of every live stream, really. So, of course, now where is my other stuff? Where is it? There we go. Now, if you haven't already, shame on you. Jesus. Where's all my stuff at? Where is everything? It's like a hot mess I'm running here. What kind of a show is this? If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow me on Facebook. Okay, Robert Silver Photography, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. That's right. I actually post there, but I think I post honestly, just a couple of times a week. Okay. That thing could suck your soul, but nonetheless, I post anyway. And I'm on Twitter too, which I think is just me talking to a black hole, because I swear I don't think it goes anywhere. But nonetheless, I post on there. I'm rarely active on my Facebook page, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. Okay. So if you're here and you're subscribed, don't worry. I got you. I see your comments. And believe it or not, I actually respond to all of them because it matters to me. All right. And if you're looking for a way to better improve your portraits before you post them online, okay, meaning social media, Well, feel free to check out my fashion photography Lightroom preset collection that I have on my website for it's what is it? It's only $29.99, and comes with 12 of them, 12 presets. And if you like the way my photos have come out and the way they look, the aesthetic, okay, then feel free to check out this collection on my website. The link is down below at robertsilverphotography.com. That also goes and anything, how can I say, raised from that proceeds help to fund this channel, and it allows me to keep on, being more consistent with my videos. All right. And a lot of times I have to break away from the channel. I got, gigs, which is, always a good thing. And then, but then sometimes I can't be as consistent as I'd like to be. All right. Cause, Papa got to pay some bills. All right. And let's see here. And now let's get into the product highlight. Let's get that over with. All right. Let's go for the product highlight of the day. All right. So this week, and I've talked about it a couple of times, I just want to share this because this program. Some of you know about it. I believe Greg Corker knows about it, but it's called Reblum. Okay. And it's a professional skin retouching tool. I showed you folks how I used it last week with my buddy Derek live on the air. And it's great for if you're a portrait photographer, wedding photographer, headshot photographer, etc. Now, the thing about this app that I like the most is how fast it is. It is very fast, and I'm in and out. I do all my basic editing inside of Lightroom, and then I just there's a plugin that works that's integrated into Lightroom. I export it to Reblum. I do the blemish removal, etc., for the skin, and then I bring it back into Lightroom. I do it as a TIFF file. You could choose whichever file you want. And then boom, bada bing, I'm ready to go. And it has increased the speed of my workflow. I'll have to say at least twice as fast. I'm in and out. I barely spend a whole lot of time in the post-processing of my photos, the post-production and the processing of my photos than a year ago for sure. And I don't want to be bogged down in front of my computer. I'd rather be out, creating some content. If I'm in front of my computer, it's, maybe more time marketing my brand, stuff like that, but not editing. Editing is like, is one of the biggest waste of my photography process, I guess you want to call it. I'd rather plan the shoot, do the shoot. That's a lot more fun. Create content about the shoot. Editing itself it can be a soul-sucking endeavor, especially when you have to do some serious heavy retouching. A lot of times that heavy retouching is in the skin. Now, they're not the first kids on the block, but boy, I've tried a few, and this one just works every time super fast. Now, because I love you all right, believe it or not, I appreciate all of you. I'm going to share with this link right here. Let me put it in this thing here. This is going to give you it's going to give you 20% off the yearly subscription or the lifetime subscription. There it is. I just posted it right there. Now, you just go right here and you choose your plan, etc. You download the app. It's super fast. I tried it. Again, it has a 7-day trial. Try it out for yourself, but use my link if you want that 20%. You can see right here. Look at that. That's a big difference. And it's quick. I mean, it's quick. All right. Here's like a wedding kind of a thing going on. Clean him up. All right. And I really like it. And it doesn't overdo the editing process. It really, the skin, the biggest thing that I like is the results where you still have skin texture. You still have skin texture in there. And that's the most important part when you're trying to clear up and retouch skin is the retouching. So with that said, let me see if I can pull this bad boy up. Okay, let's see here. And let me see if I could pull this up so you can see it. live how it works. Okay. Share screen. Boom, bada bing. Boom, and a bing. Okay. All right. So we should be in Lightroom right now. And of course we're not. Oh, there it is. Pink. Nice. So here we are. We're in Lightroom. I'm going to show you how fast it is. Okay. Let me choose. I edited this photo with it actually. Okay. I edited this photo with it right there. But anywho, let's choose a photo I actually want to do something with. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, because I want you to see the face a lot. Let's go to a face. Well, that's a good one, but I'm gonna. Jeez, it looks like I edited a lot of photos I like. Okay, let's do one of these. All right, so here we are. So you can see there's a lot of situation going on. Just for because we're all photo nerds, I use the Nikon Z8 with the Viltrox autofocus 135 millimeter f1.8, and I shot this at 1.8, so it looks pretty good. But you can see that you Okay. Rocks. God, wish I could hear it. Very annoying. I'm checking everything inside of StreamYard here, and everything looks like all right. It sounds good. It sounds good. Oh my God. I mean, this thing is I if I didn't have short hair, I'd pull it. I'd pull it right now. It's ridiculous. Okay. Simply ridiculous. All right. Everybody's good. Thumbs up. We good? All right. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, that was the biggest waste of time of my life. All right. Let's put it here so I can see you guys' comments. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being patient. Okay. Thank you everybody. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, Vic. That's what I'm talking about. Boy, oh boy. I just did a whole quick tutorial of this awesome app, and you guys didn't hear anything but a bag of rocks. All right. Boy, oh man, I tell you. Man, what kind of show am I running here? What kind of joint is this? So as I was saying, if you even though you didn't hear me, you saw how fast I was able to edit that photo all inside of that one app. Okay. Let me see if I can show it to you. Right here, inside of this app, inside of Lightroom, you saw how quick I edited it. Okay. You didn't have to hear me to see how fast it went. So I'm totally done. I could totally post this photo and call it a day if I wanted to. There's still some things I would probably fix, but nonetheless, overall, there you go. From there, where's the original? Cool. Cool. So yeah. It's a really fast app. I really like that you can just export, edit it right into Lightroom using the plugin. Okay. So as I said earlier, I posted the link for you to check out this app for yourself. I hear you, Vic. We're going to talk about that right now. For you to check out this software for yourself, 7-day trial, 20% off using the link that I just shared in the chat. And the link is also down below as well. All right. Okay, let's get to the real matter at hand, shall we? Okay. First things first. The Sony RX1R III. Is it a powerhouse or a big flop? Let me know right now. Post in the chat. Is it a powerhouse camera or is it a big flop? This is your time to catch up. Now that my audio sounds good, post it in the super chat. Is the Sony RX1R III a powerhouse compact camera or a big flop? Let us know. Share. Sharing is caring. Let's hear about it. Okay. All right. You hear that expensive sound effects? I'm lucky I don't get flagged using that dang thing. All right. So, what is it? Powerhouse or big flop? Oh my God, Jamie from the Panama. Way to go, man. Hold on. I got something for you. Thank you. Oh, I shouldn't say Jamie. Maybe it's Jaime. Jaime, maybe. But either way, thank you all the way from Panama. Really appreciate that. And yes, wow, a flop. Holy cow. And Vic comes in and says, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't getting that Sony RX1 Mark III money. But that don't mean I don't want one. Hello. There you go. I understand. It's yesterday's Powerhouse compact. You're right. Well, you can't be denied. We're gonna look into the specs too, so don't worry. I would love. Manila says I would love one. It's just a money thing. Isn't everything? I want a GT Bentley. You know what I mean? But I'm just a few dollars short of some super chat. So if you want to help me out, and Vic comes in. Powerhouse. If I had one, I'd rock it around my neck like Flavor Flav. Woo! Rocks them clocks. Yeah. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at you, okay? If I saw you doing that, I would say that's a win right there. Me personally, yeah, it's the price. It's the price. But let me take you guys on a memory lane here. I got a story time. Story time. Now, recently I went and visited the beautiful state of Michigan. Okay. It's beautiful because more than likely I will be moving there in less than a year. And I took the Nikon Z8 and the Z24 to 120 f4 and the Viltrox 135 f1.8 lens, as many of you may know. And I enjoyed it when I used it, which is when I worked with a model there, with a local model. Fantastic photos. You've probably seen it on my Instagram. And outside of that, I didn't pull out this camera. I didn't even look at it. I didn't even recharge the batteries after that photo shoot. Why? Well, the Z8 is pretty dang big. It's heavy. The 135 millimeter lens is fantastic, gorgeous lens. I absolutely love it. It's heavy. It's big and heavy. And honestly, I wasn't very motivated to want to bring it around with me as I explored different areas, neighborhoods, and parts of Michigan, quite honestly. It was too big. It was too much. For the photography for that session, it was a banger. But I was like, man, I'd really like a camera that's a lot smaller. I never thought I'd be saying it. Okay. And I thought about the Z6 III. I was like, damn, maybe I should have brought my Z6 Mark III with me. But I was like, no, I'd have been in the same kind of situation. I really wanted something that I could just throw in a bag that's not my cell phone. Because the thing about your cell phone is, well, in low light, it's really crappy. It's honestly really crappy outside of maybe a quick social media post. I just don't like the photos coming out of it when I know what I can get out of a camera. And I was like, damn, I just wish I had like a pocket camera, even if it's a micro four third size sensor. Like, I just need a larger sensor and something I can just throw in a bag. And I don't like using my camera and my cell phone for camera and video a lot because one, it kills my storage, and then two, it kills the battery. Okay. And I don't walk around with a power pack and all these other gadgets. Like, that's ridiculous if I'm trying to enjoy myself. So I was like, a separate camera would be awesome for this. And you know what? I kind of thought about this camera right here. Okay. I'm going to show you a camera I kind of wish I had with me during my vacation. Let's go. Oh, whoops, not that one. Here we go. What the hell is it? Oh, there we go. All right, this is what I kind of wish I had. No, not even okay, the ZF is kind of cool, but still you're working with big lenses. That's the thing. With something like this. Look at this little thing. Look at this little thing. Okay? Look at it. Fits right in my hand. It's smaller than my cell phone. Okay? Very small. It's the Lumix LX100. It's a micro four thirds, point and shoot, 3x zoom. um little camera. Okay. Compact camera, micro four thirds size. And so that's why when I saw that new Sony camera come out, I was like, oh wow, how funny. I was actually thinking about, wouldn't it be nice to have a compact camera that's really powerful, can do a lot of cool stuff, but also you can just literally just throw in your bag, any bag that you're bringing with you. And I honestly wish I had a camera like this with me on vacation, just for those times I don't want to lug around a interchangeable lens camera. Because even the ZF, as awesome as it is, it's bigger than this. Okay. Any photo I create with a camera like this is fine for social media because that's all it's really going to go to for the most part. Now, this camera in particular is very long in a tooth. Okay. I think it only does like 16 megapixel images or whatever, but it's fine for what I just said. It does macro photography. It has the f1.7 lens on it, right? An f1.7 to 2.8 lens. It's micro four thirds. It's better than this thing. Okay. I'm going to be able to take plenty of photos with this. It does 4K up to 30 frames a second. Now, is it the best thing around? No, but you know what? For pointing and shooting and get some quick pics of a place you're visiting, it's all good. And so I was actually excited to hear about this camera, and then I saw the price. Okay, that's where I was like, ooh, 60 megapixel. I'm like, damn, I don't need 60, but be nice to have it if it had it. And then I saw that price and no vibration reduction. Like you must be out of your mind. And so no, okay. So let's check out some of these here comments. All right. Greg says people who always wanted an RX1R III will probably still want it. Doesn't stand up well to the competition. Sony's own A7CR. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. You're 100% right. And Greg, I think you updated your profile. Looks great. And Vic says, I think the ZF is good for travel. 100%. It's honestly, for travel, that's a really, really fun camera to travel with too, right? And it really doesn't look more expensive, if you will, than like a Z8 or big chunky Z9 or something. So I kind of missed the ZF for that reason, for sure. But I honestly, when I was thinking about why I didn't take more photos, I was like, why didn't I have a camera like this size? There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. I'm not shooting professionally. I'm just shooting for fun. Absolutely nothing wrong. 3x zoom. You're going to get, I like all the dials and the whatnots, just a newer version. Greg says the S9. Oh, that's a great point. The S9 could be good. But here's the thing, the ZF, the S9, those are phenomenal options, especially for travel, 100%. My thing is that once you slap some lenses on it, it's looking pretty big. Okay, because they're taking full frame lenses. That's my point. Look, the whole package is right here in my hand. And I'm not a big guy. I'm only 140 pounds. All in my hand right there. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You just want to take some quick pics, boom, 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 boom. You're in and they're out. Not everything has to be, big old camera, but yes, the S9 is a good one. Oh yeah, the LX. Yeah, you know what? It's long in the tooth, but honestly, I took a few pictures with it the other day, and I was like, damn, this thing is kind of fun. So let's be honest. It does macro like super close. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that. I have to be. You could be like 2, maybe 3 inches away and get some great macro photos with this thing. And the mobile app works well. I mean, I'm not trying to promote this camera. I'm trying to promote the style of the camera. That's what I'm talking about, people, is the style of the camera. What's wrong with having that in your arsenal for when you just want to have fun, but create high quality photos without using your cell phone? I'm all about that. Kind of wish Lumix released a new one. I do too. Ironically, when the LX100 II came out, people were like, gosh, it's so expensive. I think what made it expensive is because it was micro four thirds. But if they did a full frame version, compact, fixed lens, you know, and if it's full frame, I think it would sell like hotcakes. Just do the S9 with a maybe a 3x zoom on it, or even like what Fuji does. If they just put like a 35 on it, I'd buy one just for travel, full frame. That'd be awesome. I travel with my X Pro 1 and Lumix LX3. Shout out to you. Oh, you're most welcome, Greg. Yeah, hey, I noticed you guys. You guys stay on my stream. I appreciate it. So when you change your profile, I end up noticing. Vic says a new LX100 with the new sensor and autofocus would be fire. Oh, absolutely. If it had the new autofocus and just an updated sensor, hell, if it was, yeah, that would be fire. I just love how small it is. And right now, I don't always want to feel like I'm about to head to a photo shoot, right? And when you're traveling with that big kind of gear makes you more of a target. And when you're pulling it out, taking your photos, I'm not saying everywhere and you should be paranoid, but this is, boom, get your shot, you're in and you're out. Okay. And what's interesting is that some of these compact cameras are like smaller cameras. They actually like force me to enjoy photography a little bit more, So there's something about that too. Like the ZF did that for me. The ZF for sure did that for me. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's take a look at let's go here and let's change stop share. Let's go to Adorama, shall we? Let's take a look at some of these specs. Let's complain about that. Cool. All right, here we are. We're at Adorama.com, and obviously, as we know, it's available for pre-order for anybody who wants to go for it. $5,100. Good Lord. Okay. That's a lot. When I saw that price, I was like, you must be crazy. Okay. And I definitely encourage everyone to go check out Jared Poland's rant, because he is spot on. Like, what are you thinking? So the size and everything about it, the idea about it sounds great, but then when you look at the specs, it's just like no bueno. Okay. Let's go to the specs. All right. So 62.5 megapixel. Well, nobody in this chat's going to complain about that. 35 full frame. What? No, excuse me. Where's the lens part? 693 points. Phase detect, autofocus. Man, that's pretty cool. The only thing: human, animal, bird, insect, car, airplane. That's crazy. Fast hybrid. Oh, so it has both phase detect and hybrid. I mean, in contrast. Let's see here. Where is all that stuff? Obviously, the biggest thing is that they're doing the old, or the same rather, 35 millimeter f2 lens on there. I think a 35 would be kind of cool. A new one would be nice, or at least a f1.8 would be kind of cool, but maybe it's because of size. They want to keep it the same size, but why not something newer after all these years? What is it, like 13 years? Advanced AI for precise subject recognition, right? Look at that. That's a sales words. Advanced AI. High sensitivity, blah, 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 blah. Whoops. That's all it did. Okay. At 61, the only cool thing about it is the megapixel. It doesn't have the in-body stabilization, which is, to me, I think, a big fail. And of course, that price. I just don't know why that price is what it is. 9 aperture blades for those who care. Macro focus to 20 centimeters. Okay, enables close-up shooting. Step crop shooting. I don't know what that is, but right on. Mazel tov. I wish I could test this thing out, but I already know. Well, here's one cool thing. You get Cinetone. It records 10-bit 422. Dang, okay. 4K 10-bit 422, which includes S Cinetone. So that's about that's like the only thing. I don't think it's $5,100 worth, but okay. Is there anything else? Where'd that ISO? Oh, to 32,000. 12 presets, blah, blah, blah. Can you add your own LUTs though? At least 3 film style looks. Well, I wish you could at least add your own LUTs. And that's it right there. 50. I don't know. You charge it via USB-C. It only weighs 1.5 pounds. See, this is what I would have liked to have had, something like this on my trip. But that price, I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay. Exactly. $5,100. I don't know where they're going with this. It just but you also have to think, like, if we're hearing about it now, this was in R&D or in production or whatever for a couple of years. I just don't know why, which means that was closer to COVID, or at least after COVID, and everybody's pretty much financially like trying to recover. I don't know why this was on the roadmap. Maybe it's something they just want to hurry up and get out so they can move on to the next. But I think this was a big miss because, you know, I have to admit, I have to realize that there is a need for cameras like these, like small, compact. That's why the Fuji X106 or whatever it is, that was so popular. I can see why now. I at the time I thought it was a little bit overhyped, but when I went on vacation, I was like, "Dang, I kind of want that camera versus or that style of a camera versus bringing a bunch of lenses, which means a bigger camera bag and my back. Like, I just didn't want to deal with all that, right? I could put this right in my laptop bag, a camera like this. So I think to Greg's point, those who want it will get it. But I don't think it's going to be enough to really justify marketing, production, and everything else. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. That's a lot of bread. I don't know where that $5,100 is going. At least when you get the Z9 and I paid $5,500 for the Z9. Let's talk about it. This is $5,100 and the Z9 was $5,500. Let's do the math, shall we? Let's do the math. How does that make sense? That point and shoot camera with zero. I'm just gonna let the song play. $5,100 for this camera, or go right on over here and get the Z9, top of the line, beast of a camera for $5,500. It's more likely on sale too. It's more likely on sale. I could go get a red camera, folks. I get a red. Oh, you know what? With $5,100, I could go get the Blackmagic 12K Pixis cinema camera. Come on now. Oh, that's ridiculous. Nope. Wrong button. Nope, wrong button. Oh boy, I'm moving too fast here. Where is it? So, do I want to give up getting a 12K Pixis cinema camera for this point and shoot with no internal VB? Was it VR? Excuse me. That is crazy. When you put it like that, or a Z9, or a Z8, yo, I don't know what they were thinking. But I know I'm gonna bump into watch this. I'm gonna bump into somebody at a fashion show or some stupid event, and somebody's gonna say, "Hey, Robert, look what I got. I got that camera. $5,100." You know, there's always somebody, you know what I mean? Even though the speed limit says 65, they want to pull up in not a Mercedes, into like a Ferrari or something. I'm like, bro, it's the same 65 miles an hour, but Mazel tov. I'm glad you could do it. If I could, I wouldn't. Tell you the truth, I would not. I would I'll get that 12K Pixis cinema camera, that Black Magic, okay? They would have my money. I just don't see it. Give me a Z5 II and a 3518. Ooh, that's a good one, Greg. That's good. And you'll have plenty of money left over to enjoy your trip. I realize it's not small, but I'd tolerate the extra bulk for quality. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, you're right. You know, let's take a little look over here. Let's go to Nikon USA. Let's take a look at that camera right here. Oh, look at that. If you get the Z5 Mark II, you get the 1 year of Adobe Lightroom. How about that? Okay. All right. So that camera right there, $1,699, $1,700. And I bet you'll enjoy this camera way more. Okay. Way more. I will almost guarantee it. Okay. You'll enjoy this camera a lot more. Where's that one? Here we go. So you get it with this lens. This lens is a beast. I love this lens. If I was to travel one lens, it'd be this one. 24-120 f4 lens, nice and light, compact, versatile. $2,550 for this whole package, or you go ahead and spend $5,100 for that little compact camera with an old lens. You know, let me know. Let me know. Do the math. Come back. Let me know. I don't see how that works. But, you know, I was talking about the Z9. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Z9. Flagship Z mirrorless camera. Okay, look at that. Ooh, it gets a beautiful picture. Now, look at that. Oh, for the same price. That's crazy. It's a body only, but hey, if you're getting a Z9, you more than likely already have some Z lenses. $5,199. You literally get $100 more and you get a Z9. That's crazy. Yeah, you know, someone's gonna get it though. It is what it is. Hold on, I just missed something. Oh, that price is 1 year, 3 months of my studio rent. Golly. And Creative Photo comes in. Sometimes a flagship is just for the status of having such a product. Sales are less important. Yeah, you might be right. I can see that if it's like A1 or the Z9 and all this other stuff, you know, but for me, you know, I look for value and I don't see the value in that for as a consumer. For those who may want it, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. I can't stop it. But I like to see what I get. When I used, dang, what camera was it? It was a Sony. I think it was the A1 or A9 or whatever it was. I'm not too familiar with Sony, so forgive me. But it had that kind of shutter. It had the global shutter in it, and I used it at WPPI just for a test at their booth, and I saw how fast it was going with the flash. I was like, damn, that thing is crazy. Now, I saw value in that. I saw value in that. I saw value in the Z8, Z9, etc. Me personally, I don't see the value, $5,100 for a compact just because it has a 62 megapixel sensor. Don't see the value. Okay. I'm going on a cruise on Carnival and I'm taking 62 megapixel images. Are you? Oh, Jesus. All right. Just got here, peeps. That new Sony ain't gonna sell. Oh, Jesus. Well, thank you, Craig. I would have to concur for sure. I think the Z9 II is current. Oh, yeah. It is. It is. It's currently 51.99. And come one, come all. If you got the bread, get that Z9. But I don't know if you want to lug that thing around. Let's be honest. It's not a travel friendly camera. Um, something like this is more travel friendly, but I'm not going to spend 5,100 on it. At the $5,100 price, if the RX1R III gets stolen, I'd feel no better than if the Z9 got stolen. You know what? Yeah, you're right. It's still $5,100. It would suck either way. All right, it for sure would suck. Global shutter is a game changer. No, you're 100% right. Again, that was another time where I was like, I heard all the hype about the camera, global shutter, oh, look, here it is from Sony. And then when I went to WPPI last year, because I didn't go this year, I just tried it and I was like, this thing, and I'm a Nikon Lumix shooter. Like, I was like, yo, this thing is freaky crazy. Okay. And if I did sports photography a lot, that camera would be in my bag 100%. Okay. 100%. Cause that was crazy. It was really awesome. Okay. That it was. It was almost freaky awesome, quite honestly, when I tried it. But I heard like the low light performance is where it falls off. Creative comes back and says, travel gear is relative. Travel photography is my main work, and I carry over 30 pounds of gear and would panic if I had less. Well, shout out to you. But here's the key thing you said. It is, what'd you say? You said it's my main work. I was going there in some flip-flops and some shorts, brother. Okay. I was traveling 2 weeks ago, got back, and I packed low top white sneakers, flip flops, and some water shoes. Okay. So in my case, as you said, it is relative. I wasn't going there for work. I wanted to just take photos or just enjoy my time being there, quite honestly. What the point of me saying about like a travel camera or something like this on the travel I was talking about was that I wanted to be able to not be held back from enjoying my vacation, and having my Z8 and stuff like that did feel that way. So I left it in the hotel, except for that one day I had a shoot with a model. So so I understand if it's your job, 100%. I wasn't on the clock, you know. So I would never, if that's the case, I would never recommend, oh, bring all the stuff. No, you know, and and I'm too paranoid too. I don't trust people. Bringing all my gear. I have to eat with it too, so I feel you. But when I'm on vacation, I'm trying to be on vacation. Well, my girlfriend wants me to be on vacation. Hello, uh, Yokai Watch. What's up? I have not seen you before, so now I have to give you the proper salute. Welcome to the channel. Issue with the series is the sensor cannot be cleaned. Oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah, that's right. Good point. I'd bought a used RX1R Mark II back in the day, and even Sony, even Sony was unable to fully clean out the spots. Other than that, the camera slayed. Hello. Wow. That's something right there. That's interesting. And that'd be annoying. As soon as you get those little spots, at least one or two of them, you're like, damn. Yeah, how do you clean the sensor? It's a good point. Good. I don't think I clean it on this thing, but for $5,100, that would be a very expensive, annoying issue, right? You spend that money, you get a stupid little spot, you can't even clean it. And as to Yokai just said, I can't even get Sony to clean it. Oof, just saying. Just saying. All right. Let's see here. We are looking pretty good. Oh, let me go back. So it sounds like most of us don't like that move, or at least are not going to exercise it. I shouldn't say not like it. Sony's going to do what they're going to do, but I don't see a whole lot of people grabbing onto it, but I'm sure there'll be. I was watching a Petapixel video about it, and no, it was a Petapixel. No, it might have been Jared's, but he's like, he read, yeah, it was Jared's. He read the comments, and there was plenty of people who want to get it and will get it, and I'm not gonna poo-poo on your parade or anything. Me personally, it's just, I think that style of a camera is definitely a serious market for it, right? Fuji has proven that over, time and time again, that people will buy that kind of camera. Like a fixed lens camera is popular. There is a need for it. There is a want for it. I just think that price point and not upgrading it to something like, Sony can put in all the latest and greatest features, and just basically recycling and then putting in a 62 megapixel sensor was a miss, in my opinion. Hold on, wait, what? Jean-Wei says, I ordered 10. What about you guys? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, shout out to you. All right. Well, he's got 10. He's got 10 cameras coming to him with 2 arms. So I'm wondering who's going to use the 8 other ones, You'll open up one new camera per month, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but that's just too much. Robert F in the house. Okay. He says Sony is basically charging you a stripped down ACC A7CR for $2,100 more. Damn. It does sound that way, because that's what I've heard a lot of other people compare this camera. It's like, just get this one. Just get this one right here. You'll be better off. Yeah, exactly. One for each of us. Absolutely. I'm not mad at that, Oh yeah. Thank you, Randy Savage. Yeah, that's crazy though, for what they're doing for this price. I hope the other brands take heed. You know what I hope, honestly, is that Nikon comes out with a fire, like, I would say if Nikon did something, fixed lens, etc., make it like $1,500, full frame, fixed lens. What kind of a lens would you like to see on it if Nikon did it? I would do a 35. Now, what kind of a lens would I want on this thing? A 1.8 would be cool, but it would probably be pretty big then. We got to worry about size, but an f1.8, right? 35 f1.8 on well, it'd be kind of like the ZFC. ZFC is actually kind of like what I'm about to say. Hold on, Nikon ZFC. Let's go to that together, shall we? All right. Let's look at it. I'm trying to think of an awesome, like, inexpensive but powerful, fun travel camera. It'd probably be this ZFC. But I would want a new one, like a Mark II, because look, it's $1,000. It's a crop sensor, but I mean, let's be honest, it's going to be just fine. What is that? A 16 to 50. So it's kind of like your 24 to, not 24 to 70, but it's like a 3x zoom there. I've seen photos taken from this by, hold on. Like, who was it that I was talking to? I was talking to, shoot. By Paul Van Allen. I was talking to him at the booth of WPPI last year, And he was like, let me show you this. Let me show you what you can do with this camera. And he pulled out his iPad at the booth, shooting with the ZFC. And I'm telling you, I was surprised. I was really shocked what this can do, because I had the ZF with me at the time. And he's like, let me show you, like, don't poo-poo on this camera. And it was sharp. This body isn't like metal or anything. I think it's a plastic body, but man, the images were awesome. It's a super lightweight camera, interchangeable lens, but this could be a very cool and fun travel camera for real, for real. Okay, I got to double check how big it is, though. I haven't seen it in a while, in my hands. But this could be it. This is a nice one. But if they did something fixed lens, though, let's say if it's just fixed lens, $1,500, full frame, I might snag one up. More likely I would. He says, hold on, let's go back to this. Yokai says A7CR with Samyang 35mm f1.8 would get similar output on a budget. Well, there you go. Yeah, I wouldn't do, and it's a 1.8, so it's that much better than that f2 lens they got on there. Robert comes back. Nikon should drop a fixed camera with the old Nikon S series retro body. Yeah, kind of like the ZFC or ZF with a fixed lens. I think it would be kind of sexy, full frame would be killer. And make it awesome. Have the in-body stabilization and the what do you call it? What would make it really kick ass? Basically the ZF2 in a fixed lens package, right? Either ZF or ZFC kind of style body look, and Z5 Mark II. So they don't need to rinse and repeat the technology. Just put it in there, fixed lens. I'd pick it up. 35 or something like that. I'd pick it up just for the travel sake and make sure it's small and very travel friendly. Okay, smaller than a ZF, which I still think is a great camera, but smaller than that. $1,500. Yokai comes back, and if you switch it out for the 45mm f1.8, it becomes a Leica Q343. Oh my Lord, hold on now, okay? Don't tell them that. Yokai, keep that to yourself. Keep that to yourself. And we have Vic coming in. Nikon could revamp the APS-C compact. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I was like, even if they had a Mark II version of that ZFC camera, that would be very close. That would be very close right there. Just a Mark II, updated autofocus. Okay. And don't let it be partially stacked sensor. Hello, that would be nightmare. That would really poo-poo on that Sony camera. That'd be great, because I wouldn't care about 62 megapixels. If you have all that partially stacked sensor, then they would push up the price. Just give it a great, ZF, literally just a Z5 Mark II in a cool like ZFC style or something kind of body. Greg says the Nikon Z7 II with a 35 f1.8. But we're okay. So I don't want to be wrong, and since I haven't used or held the Z7 II in some time, I'm trying to keep it small. Like, think like Fuji. What is that camera? I'm gonna make sure I'm not misquoting here, like a photography idiot. Yeah, like the Fuji XV106, right? Okay, let me share the screen. All right, I'm pulling something up for you guys. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now this is what I'm saying. If you want cool, sexy, fun, look at that, $18.99. Okay, that's the XE55. Okay, there's no damn camera. Sitting here and kill myself. Where is it? There we go. Right there. Cool. This is the camera in terms of style. Hold on. Gee. At the stage. This is the camera right here. Right there. Oh. X106. Like when I'm comparing for travel, just for fun, like really small, compact, I'm looking at something like this. 40 megapixel APS-C. This thing right here. And people love it. Nice, compact, fixed lens. You're going to get plenty of great photos for social media. Okay. And it does video up to 6.2K. If you want to slay some video content on this thing. Right? It's cool. It's sexy too. I mean, I have to hand it to Fuji. Fuji makes like sexy cameras. They make cameras you're like, damn, that thing does look nice. And you do want to pick it up. You do want to use it. That's what Fuji definitely does do really well. They make some very cool cameras. Okay. But I'm saying that's the compact form. I'm thinking like if Nikon could do something like that with X5 Mark II guts, slap a little fixed lens on the front, that thing would sell like hotcakes. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Put the 26 2.8 pancake on anything and you have a small travel setup. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you put that on for me, it would be the Z6 Mark III. It would be a very compact setup, 100%. But guess what? You can make it even tighter, right? Getting a smaller body on there. So maybe the Z5 Mark II might be my best bet for now. If Nikon retro the old Nikon S2 SP range finder film camera, it'll probably turn heads from digital like an M cam. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I personally thought they did a great job when they started doing some of their retros, like the ZFC does look kind of cool, but I ended up, going with the ZF. But the ZF it was the sex appeal. It was like, man, this camera's awesome looking, right? And it was fun. It was just cool and fun. So I picked up the ZF, and heck, even one of my model friends picked up the ZF. So I think you have something there, Robert. If they just redid that and put in some internal, their goodies, they don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's not a flagship camera. It's not a Z6 III, Z8, or the Z9. They just take what they already have done and put it in there. Greg says, I find it hard to me to spend real camera money without the option of interchangeable lenses. I appreciate most people seem to be fine with that, just not me yet. I can see that. That's why that's why I recommend a price of like $1,500 or lower. $1,500 or lower, that thing would sell. It would sell very well. And for sure, I think it would be picked up by a lot of people who think like me, meaning like, hey, I have a Z6 III, I have a Z8, and this, that, the third. But sometimes I don't want to carry all that, but I want the same image quality and performance that I get out of Nikon. Boom. Because $1,500, let's be honest, most of the Z lenses are not $1,500. So I can see a lot of people, or at least on the pro end, it's not justifying it that way. So just a food for thought. Craig says Z52, little bit smaller, I think. Let's take a little look, see, shall we? Where's that Z? There we go. Z52. Where can I? Z52. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. So the Z52 again is $16.99. Gosh, I wish I could compare the size. Doesn't look big at all compared to a Z8, that's for sure. Where's the specs? Tech specs. Show me the size. What the? You just want the size of the camera. Or we could go by weight, right? 24 megapixel. Shutter. Yada. Yada, 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 yada. Boy. Boy, oh boy, I tell you. Cool. Oh, it does NRAW. Damn. You know, the camera does NRAW. Give you 12-bit video. I'd pick this up before that compact, I'll tell you that. Now if I could get to how heavy this thing is, we'd be good to go. There we go. So 24.7 ounces. Okay, 24.7. Now let's go to let's just say Z6 Mark III. Z6 Mark III. Okay, see what this is. Okay, I love this camera. Oh, look at that. Jesus. I'm actually 1 ounce lighter with the Z6 III. Maybe it's not as compact as I thought. Wow. Jeez. I definitely stand corrected. Huh. Learn something new every day. Well, back to the ZFC. No. Anyway. But I agree. If Nikon really went for a fixed lens compact, it would be a winner. Yeah, I really do think so too. I really do. I think they should, because their technology is up to snuff to compete with any of them now. I really think that a lot of people, when they think about a camera now, they really just look at Sony and Nikon for the most part. And then Canon is there, but then really not doing a much. Fuji is like a very cool aesthetic style of a camera brand, and they're great at it. So you really want Fuji or you don't. But off the top of the head, Sony and Nikon is really the ones really pushing envelopes when it comes to still photography. When it comes to video, obviously there's like Lumix and Blackmagic that on a consumer level that's really making noise as well. But yeah, I think if Nikon made a fixed lens compact, that'd be beast. I'd buy, if depending on the price, 1,500 or lower. Okay, that's my thing. 1,500 or lower, you would sell out. You put it above 2,000, and you might as well get the Z6 III, which is what I would recommend you to get if you got instead of that kind of a camera. Greg said, I can see that. There you go. I think the Z5 Mark II and Z7 Mark II are about the same size. Oh, okay. Well, I just found out, and so is the Z6 Mark III. So there we go. You win some, yellow some. Hello. And then Greg says Z7 II is probably a bit smaller. Yeah. Then, I mean, again, that like the Fuji X100V or something like this. This is what I ultimately want, something to get super small, compact, super light, throw it in your laptop bag, USB-C rechargeable, and just have fun, point and shoot. Okay? That's all I want. You know, that Fuji looks very tempting. Let's just be honest, for that kind of a situation. I'm not sure what the availability when it comes to its inventory is right about now, but that style of a camera is very cool, especially travel. That's a very cool, fun, sexy camera to travel with and get some photos. You know, I don't see myself ever going the Leica route. Going the Leica route, I don't have that doctor kind of money. You know, when I mean doctor, I don't mean physician. I mean plastic surgeon doctor money, you know, or dentist or something. Shout out to the dentists out there. And if you can get it, I'm not mad at you. Craig. Oh, I was asking about the Z50 Mark II. Oh, size. Yeah, it said it was 24.7 ounces. 24.7. And no, oh, excuse me. Correction, 23.7. It was 1 ounce lighter than the Z6 Mark III. It was 1 ounce lighter. Okay. So guess they're all about the same size, you know. I don't know what to say. All right, let's get to, we spent a lot of time with Sony because guess what? You know, we all thought they were crazy. So it is what it is. Now, let's talk about the next thing. All right, let me get this comment off here. All right, let's talk about this. Nikon drops yet another, that's right, another firmware update. And this one is about as small as my pinky toe. Update for the Nikon Z8. Let's talk about it. Yeah. I don't know why I pressed that. I pressed the wrong dang button. So it is what it is. All right. So let's take a look at this update. Where is it? It is. Thought I had it queued up here. What are we doing? Bingo bango. There we go. I'm not gonna lie. It's like every week I got to update my Z8. I mean, I'm glad. Trust me. Shout out to Nikon for being on top of these things, or if there's any errors or fixes or whatever, bugs, excuse me. I'm so glad. I'd rather this be a problem than, hey, when are you going to get to it? So shout out to Nikon for being responsive to issues, especially dealing with their flagship line or any of their cameras in general. But dang it, now I gotta update it. I haven't updated it to this version yet, but now let's take a look. We're looking at version 3.01. Okay, so this is a very minor update. Which fixed an issue. Look at this. This is just one bullet point. I'm on NikonRumors.com for anybody who wants to know. So they have all these other ones up here too, but we're gonna do right down here. So there was an issue prevented the camera from operating properly with some lenses. So when you update, this is very important, everybody. Take heed to this. The last firmware update, version 3.0, which I made a video about, and we talked about it, caused issues with some third-party lenses. I assume the new version fixes those problems. Now, here's the thing. Do not update your camera with a third-party lens attached to it. Do not do it, okay? Let me say this one more time, all right? I didn't know this was an issue, but some people are just doing it. Do not. Here, oh, you know what? I'm going to take it to the next level. Do not update the firmware of your camera with a third-party lens attached. All right, there you go. That was my public service announcement. All right. Let's dive deep. Let's see if Nikon has anything. to say about this. Make sure you guys can see that. The service of supplies software that can be whatever changes. Let's look at the changes. Oh, that's it right there. It's probably because I think there was like issues with Viltrox and a couple. I forgot who else, but I saw Viltrox name somewhere. But it prevented the camera from operating with some lenses. Ironically, that was never an issue for me. When I went to Michigan and I used the Viltrox 135 lens, I had zero issues with autofocus, performance, or anything um, with the version 3.0 firmware update. So, but I'm sure some people had that issue. I'm really glad how fast they turned this around and got it out there, because that, my friend, would be a pain in my butt. If that was an issue for me, I'd be super heated. So I'm really glad they got that taken care of. Has anybody had any issues with third-party lenses on their camera after updating to 3.0? Let me know. I'm curious. Rakesh comes in. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you. Do you have to go 3.0 first, or can you directly go to 3.01? That's a good question. I mean, with Lumix firmware updates, I can just go straight to it sometimes, and then sometimes you can. But in general, I believe you can. But let me see if there's anything in there about it. Hold on. I don't want to say yay or nay. Look at all these updates. Golly. That's a lot of updates for the 3.0. You better get that 3.0 if you haven't already. Okay. All right. Let's shut this one. Let's see. It says download the 3.01 using card reader, insert, blah, blah, blah. All right. So it's saying generic. I don't see where it says you can or cannot, but I'm thinking they assume you already have the previous one. Okay. Okay. So the only thing it says, if you have an earlier version, it may erase the presets in your camera. But you know what, Rakesh, I would call the Nikon customer service line for where was it, MPS, or if you're an MPS member, and then see what they say first. Call that MPS line and say, hey, what would be the best route? I don't want to give you a hardcore yay or nay, and then your camera is destroyed or something. I don't know. I don't think it'll be destroyed, but I honestly think you'll be fine. But don't take my word for it. Do not take my word for it. Go to MPS, call them up. I've called them before for a repair. They're pretty responsive to get a human being on the phone, and just ask that question. Okay. Yokai says, wow, thanks for the warning. Don't know that way, man. I'm just saying, don't do it. I've seen a couple of posts about that, and don't do it. Okay. Keep your just to take the lens off and put a body cap on it, when you're doing these updates. Was it on maybe it was on Nikon Rumors where it said that? Let me see. I saw it after, like, right as this firmware was being released. Let's see. New ting. Stupid lens. I'm looking for where they may have talked about that. Man, I wish they'd come out with a new Z30, like a new version with a better autofocus. Gosh. Okay. Well, let's see older posts. All right. May not have been NikonRumors.com, but I did see it a couple of times. And slim skin, CF. Okay, well, I thought it was on here, but either way, don't do it. I think that's how people start to notice the issue. They updated it with their I think it was a Viltrox or somebody's lens, and the issue happened. They noticed the issue then. Um I didn't. I updated it with I mean, I just had a Nikon lens attached to it. So I never got an issue. I never had any issue. And then when I used the camera with the Viltrox lenses, because as some of you know, I own like 5 or 6 of them, they all work fine. Okay? So just from here on out, either don't have the lens attached and then body cap on, or have a Nikon Z lens attached or a Nikon lens in general. Just to, be safe, okay? These are computers, as we know, and you can never be too safe, right? And Rakesh, hey, good evening to you, as I said earlier. Come on now. Okay. So that is what that's the latest news for Nikon specifically, which is this firmware update. So go ahead, head on over to the download center for Nikon and pick yourself up a firmware version 3.01. Okay. I mean, that Z8 is a hell of a camera. I honestly haven't used okay, maybe I used half the features, but shit, I don't think I've used more than half of it. There's so much in that Z8. It's so packed full of freaking things, but a lot of it is because I don't do certain style of photography, you know, but it is pretty cool. I haven't done the not focus, the image stacking and all this other stuff, pixel shifting or whatever. I don't do super high res photos. When it comes to portraits, the 45 megapixels is more than enough. I've never had anybody complain. No commercial client, model, or anybody. It's just such a good camera. It really is. I mean, where the hell is it? Oh, this. I'm gonna have to say, okay, call me crazy. All right, let me go right here. I think the Z8 will will go down in Nikon camera history with the D850. Right? The D850 at the time, well, still is the best DSLR camera Nikon has ever made. That camera is awesome on every level. Still a great camera if that's what you can get and that's what you want to shoot with. I love that camera. Rode that thing into the ground. And then I sold it for the hell did I get? Oh shoot. I think I sold it to get this. Anyway, but I love using this camera for the same reasons I loved using the D850. This thing it's a Tonka truck. Like, I want the beefiness of this camera. This camera needs to be beefy. It needs to be like, I could take this to a war zone and it'll be okay. I might get hit, but the camera's going to keep going. That's what I expect, and I feel like I can get out of the Z8. It feels great in the hand. It feels like a pro camera. You pull up to a shoot with this thing, and boss has just arrived. You know what I mean? May not be the best for travel, but you don't get this camera for travel. It's such a damn good camera. But I haven't used half the features, so it is what it is. What was it? Greg says, I thought they actually wanted a Nikon lens attached. I don't know if Nikon recommends updating with it. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe so too, Greg. That might be a great point. Okay. But don't have a third party. That's the point. Don't do third party lenses attached. After you update, feel free to have fun and attach whatever damn lens you want. But don't do it while you're updating. I've never updated. Hold on, let me think. Have I ever? updated without a lens attached? No, I guess I always had one, but I never really thought about it, you know? So let's take Greg's advice. Attach a Z lens to it, but don't do that third party though. I think that's how people found out about the issue. Seriously. So from now on, that won't be me. No, sirree. Okay. All right. We look like we're pretty caught up. We're looking pretty good, everybody. I am getting a little lightheaded and hungry. So I'm gonna have to cut a little bit early today. I apologize. All right. Now, what should okay, it is what it is. Okay. So I'm gonna have to head out of here, everybody. So please, in the meantime, on the way out, please smash that like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be going live again next week. I can't wait to see what kind of tomfoolery there is in this fashion photography. Well, in this photography game. I'm going to start reaching out to a couple of guests. I like having guests on. I definitely would like that. My voice would like that. So I definitely, if there's anybody you think I should try to invite to get on the podcast, let me know. Post it down in the comment section of the video, not the chat, but in the video, so that I can add a list to people who I'm going to start DMing to get on this here stream. Outside of that, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I can't thank you all more for your support. And you know how we do. We're gonna do it next time, next week, here on the Robert Silver Photography channel. And until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you.